Now, the Audi R8 is already an exclusive car on its own, but this one just got a bit rare. This is going to be an 2012 Audi R8 GT Spyder with only 333 of these ever being made, and I think it is absolutely going to be one of the rarest cars that I've ever done on the channel. My name is Jason, and you're watching Got an X. Now, unlike some of the other R8s, this one's going to have a V10 engine, which creates 560 horsepower, and it's absolutely insane to drive, but coming at a cost, if I'm gonna be honest with you. This one in particular has the Audi R-Matic single clutch transmission, I think it is called, and it is absolutely horrible. I know if you guys know anything about Audi, you hear that and you're kind of going, man, this car is not worth it, because yeah, there are a lot of problems that come with the transmission, but I don't think that should take away from how good this car is overall. There's a lot of good things, and I think one of the first good things I want to talk about is going to be the looks. Now, the Audi R8, when it comes to looks, does not fall flat in any category. I mean, it is sleek aggression. It's that perfect mix of not having too many defining features while still having some very sharp key accents that make it look a lot better. I mean, just going to the front grille, this is absolutely iconic, and I love the look, as well as you have the carbon fiber and the splitter up here, as well as on the back with that giant rear wing, and I absolutely love the carbon fiber there. I mean, this car is actually carbon fiber crazed. I mean, almost everywhere you look, especially when we get onto the inside, there's just carbon fiber where it needs to be, I guess, and I personally like the way carbon fiber looks. If you're not a big carbon fiber fan, you're not gonna really fall in love with this car, but looks-wise, I mean, it does do a lot great. Now, you have 19-inch wheels. These look absolutely fantastic, as well as the Audi logo in the middle, and it really does do a bit more than you need to. Now, because this is a Spyder, this is going to be a convertible with a soft top. Personally speaking, I prefer hardtop convertibles. I think they just look a little bit better. They give you the best of both worlds. You have the nice, stylish, sleek design of a normal car, and you still have the convertible function, but with this one, you're gonna have the soft top, but it doesn't do too bad. I really like how it looks when it does the whole transformation and everything like that. It just kind of looks awesome. I mean, I am a big fan of that. But moving on to one of the big things with this car that I think is going to be needed to talk about as well, besides the transmission, the magnetic ride suspension is really, really, really good when it works, but that is notoriously one of the biggest things that breaks down on this car over time. Most people are quoted saying it's not when or not if it'll break down, but when it'll break down, and I think that's definitely really disheartening when you're looking at a car of this caliber and what it's old. I really do like the suspension, everything along those lines, but it is just something that you guys need to take into account. If you are planning on getting one of these, they do kind of deteriorate over time, but it's still nice nonetheless. I mean, this car is definitely a statement piece, but it feels just as good when you're on the inside. So let's go take a look at that. Now, on the inside of the R8, yes, we have the top down, but this car is genuinely incredibly comfortable. I mean, these seats are some of the best that I've sat in for how old the car is. You'd kind of be shocked. I think these are better than some of the seats that they put in newer cars nowadays, and I think that is absolutely a feat on its own because it is comfy. I mean, the way that it hugs you is just really, really nice. And on top of that, you do have the Audi R8 logo and everything on the steering wheel here, and I think the steering wheel is quite comfortable to hold. It's actually going to be tied into one of the best parts about driving it, which we'll get to after this, but I genuinely think that the steering wheel just feels tight, feels good to control everything along those lines. I think this car came out in the golden era of mixing tech and analog, because you have this kind of hybrid analog digital gauge cluster that has all you need in it with the digital aspects here, while still keeping a lot of the good, nice aesthetics of the analog gauge cluster on its own. I think it looks really, really nice, and it definitely holds up. Now, you do have the normal infotainment screen. This is actually pretty up to date, and it does a great job, even compared to some cars nowadays. I actually really do like this infotainment screen. Yes, you're not gonna have anything crazy like that, but it's a good system, and you feel locked in through and throughout. But hey, I don't think that's what you're driving this car for. You're driving this for the feel, and sitting in this car, you feel like Tony Stark, because this is awesome. First and foremost, my absolute favorite part about the driving experience in general is going to be the sound of this engine. I mean, oh my goodness, this is much better than the V8. The V8's still great, don't get me wrong, but the V10 engine in here is absolutely just insane sounding. Just pushing down on it, like, oh, beautiful, magnificent even. Like, it might genuinely be one of the best sounding engines that has ever graced my ears, but that doesn't mean that there aren't flaws with the R8. And one of those flaws that I do want to talk about is going to be with the driving, because I don't necessarily think
that the transmission feels that great. Yeah, we kind of talked about it with this single clutch transmission. It isn't necessarily the best thing on the planet, and you kind of feel it with the driving experience. Yes, it sounds good, but the overall driving feel behind it, you know, sometimes it lags and goes along those lines, and it's not necessarily the best thing in the world in that regard. Yes, I do like driving this car, and I'm going to go into that next, with that being probably the third thing I want to talk about is the actual just driving. You feel so unbelievably locked into this car, and I absolutely love it. I mean, you just get in the seat and everything feels so cohesive, so simple, so easy, but so elegant, right? I feel like everything I do is connected. When I say connected with this car, I feel like it is really, really easy to just feel like you and the car are one. Every single turn you make feels tight, it feels connected, it feels good. That's the kind of feeling I like from a more powerful car. I like feeling like the car has control and I have control over the car as well. Yes, it's not necessarily the perfect driving experience, and I think you should know that getting into one of these. They are notoriously bad with this transmission, but I think it's still I feel like it's a little bit more overblown than what people would have you believe, because I can say with confidence that I do actually really like driving this car, and I would give it a positive experience overall.
I just really dislike the transmission to the point where I can't really endorse it. But overall, if you guys like this video, please make sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.